Here we could see a picture of a normal tongue which is divided into three major sections called the triple warmers. Upper warmer, which can be found at the tongue tip, represented by the lung and the heart. The middle warmer, which can be seen in the central area of the tongue, represented by the spleen and stomach. The lower warmer, which can be found at the root of the tongue, represented by the kidney and urinary bladder. Then the whole size of the tongue is represented by the liver and the gallbladder. A normal tongue should be pink in color with a thin white coating. It should not be too broad or too narrow, not too flat or thick, and should be moist without mucus and not dry. There should be no red papillae or blue color on the tongue. It should be protruded directly forward and not be deviated. There should be no tremor on the tongue unless the patient has to hold it out for too long for the doctor to examine. Okay? This refers to the size and form of the tongue, the color, and the moisture. It shows us the state of the blood energy and body fluid in the various organs of the body. The state of the tongue proper reflects the interior energy situation of the body. The color changes could be localized or generalized. Local changes show problems in an organ. General changes show problems in an area or one of the triple warmers. The tongue proper does not change quickly. These changes are more serious and show the fundamental tendency of the body. This is the actual coating in the tongue that cannot be brushed off or removed. You should not confuse this with food stains and coloring, so let's take note of this. The tongue coating shows the different climatic pathogenic factors that are attacking the organs from the exterior at that moment. The abnormal changes in coating should be localized or generalized depending on the size of the affected area. The tongue coating should change rather quickly, sometimes even during a single day. The changes are not too serious, though if neglected, the pathogenic factor in the exterior could attack and descend to the interior. Now let's go to the pale tongue. Generally indicates cold symptom. Could also be because of blood deficiency in the heart and liver. It is common to see paleness in the whole tongue or just on sides or on the liver area. Now, red tongue indicates heat in the interior. Again, it is possible to see the entire tongue red or just red on the sides, in the liver or tip. Then, deep red tongue shows fire heat in the interior. This fire heat could be localized, but if it is often a generalized symptom, it tends to appear in a very dry and heat combined state of the whole body, also with little or no coating and possible cracks, similar to the appearance of dry and cracked earth. Okay? Next is purple tongue. It is a blue-red color, indicates stagnation of blood with poor circulatory function in the heart, liver, or spleen. It commonly appears in the whole tongue in heart insufficiency or severe bradycardia, on the sides in a liver Qi deficiency, and in the middle of tongue in spleen Qi deficiency. Next is large loose tongue, also called flabby tongue. This refers to the flabby or loose appearance of the tongue, often with teeth marks. The teeth marks show edema on the tongue caused by stagnation or retention of body fluid. relating mostly to the spleen or seldom to the heart or kidneys. These marks are always a sign of spleen Qi deficiency, whereas the largeness of the tongue is an indication of the nutritional storage of spleen, particularly spleen blood, and stagnation of dampness. So, a very large tongue with teeth marks will show excessive dampness in the spleen. A moderate-sized tongue with teeth marks will show not so much stagnation of dampness, while a small tongue with teeth marks will be more a sign for blood and Qi deficiency in the spleen. Just as one could have edema as a symptom of malnutrition, there could be teeth marks on the tongue in any state of spleen yin where the function is deficient. So let's take note of this.